Have you ever paused, even for a moment, and felt a strange stillness deep inside you? A silence not of peace, but of something unfinished, something missing. It comes late at night when the world is quiet. You lie in bed, the lights off, no noise, no distractions, just you and that feeling. It's not sadness, not anxiety. It's something else. A quiet question that doesn't use words. Is this all there is? Am I really where I'm supposed to be? You can't explain why the thought appears. Your life may be stable, predictable, even successful, but still, there's that whisper, that nudge from within that something more exists, that somewhere else, something else is happening, and more unsettling. You feel like another version of you already knows the answer, a version that took a different path, a version living in alignment with their true calling, their deepest joy. You try to shake the thought, but then the déjà vu starts. You walk into a place you've never been, yet it feels like home. You meet someone new, but feel like you've known them forever. You dream of a life you've never lived, but it feels so real it haunts you all day. What if these aren't coincidences? What if they're echoes, fragments from a parallel version of you? Not fantasy, not imagination, but messages, quiet transmissions from another you in another timeline. You begin to wonder, could these whispers be real? Is it possible that I'm living only one thread of what's possible? Science tells us the universe is far stranger than we understand. Quantum physics suggests that multiple realities might exist side by side, each branching from the choices we make. And spiritually, many traditions speak of higher selves, soul paths, and mirrored dimensions. So maybe, just maybe, that feeling in the silence isn't just your mind wandering. Maybe it's your soul remembering. Maybe it's your other self, patiently waiting for you to notice. Because once you begin to listen, everything starts to shift. Once you begin to listen, you start to notice things, little things, moments that feel too strange to be chance, too perfectly timed to be coincidence. You look at the clock and see 11:11. Again, you hear a name 3 times in one day. You think about someone, and they suddenly text you. A symbol keeps appearing on signs, in dreams, on TV. It's almost like the world is speaking to you. But what if it's not the world? What if it's you, a version of you from another timeline, gently tapping your consciousness? A silent nudge saying, look here, pay attention, this matters. These moments are called synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem random, but carry deep personal meaning. They are the breadcrumbs that your higher self or parallel self may leave for you, not in loud declarations, but in whispers, subtle signs meant to stir something inside you. Another common sign, déjà vu, that eerie feeling you've lived this moment before. That's not your mind glitching. It may be a moment where 2 timelines brushed against each other, where your consciousness briefly aligned with a version of you that already walked that path. Then there are the dreams. You wake up from a vivid dream that feels more real than your waking life. You were someone else in another city with people you never met, but your heart remembers. You feel longing or peace or clarity, as if a hidden part of you was revealed. These dreams may not be fiction. They may be portals, brief connections to a different version of your existence. And then there's intuition, that inner knowing that tells you to take a left instead of a right, to speak to someone, to walk away, to leap even if fear is loud. You don't know why, but you feel it. And more often than not, when you follow it, you find something waiting. That voice, that feeling, it could be your parallel self, a wiser version who's already walked through the fire and knows where the light is. They are not separate from you. They are you, in another state, another frequency, another possibility. Some people even report sudden shifts in behavior. They start liking foods they've never eaten. They're drawn to new interests, ideas, or styles. It's like something inside them woke up and said, let's try a different life. This is not just evolution. It could be a merging, a moment when your current path realigns with a more empowered, more awakened version of you. So the question isn't, are the signs real? The question is, are you ready to see them? Because once you accept that these signs may be messages, you stop waiting for proof and start tuning in. Have you ever wondered why some days everything flows? People smile, opportunities appear, ideas come easily, while other days feel like walking through quicksand? The difference isn't luck, it's vibration. Everything in the universe is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, even your intentions, each of them carries a frequency. And just like a radio, you can only receive the signals that match the frequency you're tuned into. This is the invisible bridge between you and your other selves, your parallel versions. Each version of you vibrates at a different level based on their thoughts, habits, and emotional state. There is a version of you who lives in joy, peace, and abundance. That version is not separate. It exists now, in this very moment, but on a higher vibrational plane. So how do you reach it? You tune in. You raise your frequency to match the energy of the version you wish to become. It starts with awareness. When you wake up, what's the first thought that runs through your mind? Is it gratitude or dread? That first thought sets the tone for your day and your timeline. One of the most powerful tools to shift your vibration is gratitude. Not just thinking thank you, but truly feeling it. Gratitude opens your heart, softens resistance, and immediately lifts your frequency. Even in chaos, there's always something to appreciate. And each act of gratitude is like a signal, a magnetic pull, drawing you closer to the version of yourself who already lives in harmony. Other practices include meditation, which clears mental noise and helps you align with your inner truth. Conscious breathing, which grounds you and reconnects your energy. Moving your body through dance, walking, stretching helps release stagnant energy and raise vitality. Nutrition too plays a role. What you feed your body becomes the building blocks of your vibration. But most importantly, your intention is everything. You can follow all the routines, but if your heart is closed and your mind is cynical, the shift won't come. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present, about choosing thoughts, actions, and emotions that are in harmony with the future you desire. Imagine this. The version of you living their dream life is not some distant fantasy. It's a reality vibrating just slightly above where you are now. And each time you act with love instead of fear, speak truth instead of silence, choose joy instead of worry, you get closer. The bridge is not built overnight. It's built with consistency. Each moment is a brick, each decision a step forward. And the more you align your energy, the clearer the signs become. The more often synchronicities show up, the stronger your intuition feels. You begin to live in resonance, not resistance. You're not chasing your higher self. You're becoming it. Sometimes The most profound messages don't come in words. They come in whispers, in dreams, in quiet moments when your logic sleeps and your soul speaks. Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt more real than reality? Where you were someone else, but still you? Maybe in another place, with different people, living a life that made your heart ache, not from sadness, but from recognition. These aren't just dreams. They might be memories from a version of you in a parallel life. Your subconscious becomes the meeting point, a sacred space where boundaries between timelines grow thin. In these moments, you're not imagining, you're remembering. Pay attention to recurring symbols, a house you keep visiting, a name that keeps surfacing, a strange language you somehow understand. These are breadcrumbs left by your other self, guiding you back to your deepest knowing. But dreams are just one side of the silent encounter. The other is intuition, that inner voice you often dismiss, the one that says, turn here, call them, say yes, walk away. Intuition is how your higher self speaks to you in waking life. It doesn't shout. It hums gently but persistently. And when you ignore it, you often feel it later, not as guilt, but as a quiet disappointment, like you missed a train you didn't even know was yours. Have you ever known something without knowing how? Felt a warning before anything went wrong? Or had a strong pull toward something that made no sense on paper but felt undeniably right? That's not coincidence. That's communication between the version of you who's already walked the path and the one who's still choosing. The challenge is trust. We're taught to worship logic, to dismiss anything we can't measure. But your deepest truths don't come from charts or checklists. They come from feeling, from resonance, from inner clarity. Start treating your intuition like an old friend. Greet it, sit with it, ask it questions. Write down your dreams, no matter how strange. Keep a journal of the feelings that whisper instead of scream. Over time, you'll notice a pattern, a language, a relationship. Because the more you listen, the more your other self speaks. And in that silent encounter, you begin to see that you're not alone. You're being guided by you. You've been looking for signs, waiting for something or someone to show you the way. But what if the path has always been inside you? What if the version of you that holds all the answers isn't somewhere else? It's here. It's you. You are not separate from your higher self, your future self, or your parallel self. You are simply an expression of the same consciousness, viewed through a different lens, a different moment in time. And when you tune into the signs, when you raise your vibration, when you trust your dreams and intuition, you don't just follow the path. You become it. This is the awakening, the realization that you are not waiting for alignment. You are the one creating it. Every thought is a frequency. Every choice is a key. Every emotion is a doorway. The more intentional you become, the more reality responds. The bridge between your life now and your most empowered self is not built by force, but by awareness. You begin to feel it in the small things, moments of deep peace, synchronicities that feel like magic, a strange sense that you're finally home, within yourself. And here is the final truth. The version of you that lives with purpose, clarity, and peace has been reaching out all along. You were never lost, just disconnected. Now the connection is awake. You are not just crossing into a new reality. You are choosing it. With each breath, each belief, each step forward. You are the receiver, you are the signal, and you are the door. So open it, walk through, and become who you were always meant to be.